Yo, been a while. Draconic, where have you been? It's been 2 months. I've been cutting down trees and things of that nature. So if you're returning after a while, or if you're just new to Skyblock, you're probably wondering what's in this amazing new foraging update. I'm here to give you the very basics on how to not farm like a noob. So to begin, we're going to separate the island into 4 different parts: the canopies, the swamp, the lake, and the caves. These 2 don't matter. These are the ones we want to pay attention. Now this guide is really going to focus on how to cut down the trees, the mechanics of that, not really like the most efficient way with equipment and stuff. One like and I'll make a video on that. So starting off, there's some stats we want to focus in this area. For right now, you want sweep and foraging function. Let's just focus on the sweep right now. Basically, the more sweep you have, the more blocks you can break in a swing, which is ideal for these trees. When first coming to this place, if you go to the right, you're going to see this guy named Swoop. Now Swoop is our friend because he gives you the rundown of how much sweep you have and how many blocks you can break. For basic equipment, you can get canopy from this little NPC on the island, and you can get a tree cap if you're broke, or if you've gone like around a mill or 2, you can get a fig stone splitter, also is known as your new best friend. Also, please get the David cloak. So the canopy area has these things called fig trees, and the trees on this island range from small, medium, and large. Before we start chopping it, we need to go over the new update mechanic known as tree cutting style. Basically, when breaking a tree, you need to start at a certain point and then end at a certain point. When breaking fig trees, you need to start from the trunk up to the base and then the branches. You'll know you're breaking it wrong if the sound of you breaking the log is way deeper than it normally is. You could also go to swoop and enable sweep details, bottom, which is very nice. Draconic, where are the best spots to break the trees? Now the answer is very interesting, but there's 2 main spots I'd usually say is towards the cliffs over here and the village, which has the most stuff. But my real answer is around the whole island. You basically do a donut loop around the whole island and just collect every tree you see. This is works really well if you have aspects at the end. Why can't I just camp Draconic? And there's 2 reasons. If you're too fast, which you eventually will just break the trees down incredibly fast, you're just gonna be sitting there, waiting there, especially in the cliff area, because there's typically not enough. Second, other people will break your trees, so it's just gonna be ruining that even more. If you're doing a loop around the island, if you see a person in front of you, you can just teleport ahead of them, and it's just a lot better for you to get better rates. Now, the way I cut down fig trees is I just start at the bottom, spam, jump up, and it's very simple. Next is the mangrove trees. These are a lot more complicated than the fig ones due to Hypixel trolling the fuck out of us. The cutting style for these trees are top to bottom. So yes, we're starting at the branches now, moving our way down to these trunk, quote unquote, bro. Mangrove's also way tougher than fig, and sweep is way less effective because of that against them. So the ideal strat is teleporting to around the middle part, landing on it, and then breaking the branches, breaking down the base, and then moving on to the trunks. In this update, you can also throw the axe. We even talked about it because it's kind of useless due to Hypixel not really knowing how to work this. Now, a quick little rundown of how that right click works is if you right click, it throws an axe. Now, the hitbox is kind of awful. Sometimes it doesn't even hit, and it also is negative 50% sweep, and that stacks. So if you haven't cut down one part of a branch and you're cutting the trunk, negative 50%, you're cutting only 25%. It's very useless. The right click though is pretty helpful on mangroves, because if you miss one little spot, you can just throw an axe, and instead of having to jump up there, it's a lot better. If you have enough sweep, you can even cut down the large trees fully, because of the branches stretching out singular and just being a lot easier to cut. Where did I just get sent? Draconic, where do I cut the mangrove trees at? Well, there's 2 little spots. There's the brain dead loop, which is most simple. Most people you'll see are cutting here. Some large trees, some small trees, some medium trees. Pretty good spot, best rates. But if you're desperate for another spot, there's this little loop here where you get these couple trees, and then you go back out here and cut these down. I prefer the other first one though. One last thing I'll add is that each tree is typically better for something. Big trees are a lot better for XP rates, also giving more forest whispers, more heart of the forest XP, more star points, and a lot more chameleon opportunities, along with higher forest essence. While mangrove are a lot better for money and better item percentage chances, and it's a lot more brain dead to farm.